But we did get an update in the tropics about 10 minutes ago. Remember one of those areas we were talking about earlier this evening has now been raised for development potential up to 60%, which we expected. But I expect that'll go up further as we get closer. But until then, it's just the typical heat and humidity across central Florida with probably daily temperatures 100 to 106 all the way through next week. And that's going to be probably here for the duration of the summer. All right, temperatures now 80s north and west where it hasn't rained, 70s south and east. And it's going to be pretty much carbon copy tomorrow relative to what we had today. So let me take you on a brief little radar tour of what's going on right now. So here's the view right now from Central Florida. Notice things are really quieting down right now. There's not much going on other than this little storm and shower in DeLand going towards Daytona Beach shores. We'll keep an eye on that. But as I was just telling Marlisa, one of my other friends who lives in Pittsburgh, very nasty situation up here I wanted to tell you about real quick, because anytime there's something major like this, I'm going to tell you about it. You see this purple polygon? That's actually a tornado emergency right now for Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. So this is not that far from actual downtown Pittsburgh. There's a large tornado probably right 20 miles east going through the Harrison City and Crabtree areas. So pretty gnarly situation up there, which you can clearly make out that hook echo right there. And that, my friends, at least from what I was looking at earlier, is probably an EF2 tornado right now. So Florida is just the typical pop-up showers and storms. Across the Northeast where there's more energy, more fronts, you see a whole bunch of severe storm watches tonight, and also some back here in southern Oklahoma and far northern Texas. All right, I told you about the tropics, and let's go through that now more. So we just got this update from the folks at the Hurricane Center a couple of minutes ago, and the area has been expanded there in orange for a 60% chance of development now, and I think that'll come up even more tomorrow. But first, that other area that's in the Caribbean, I mean, there's some storms here, some storms here, some storms here, but this is not really much right now. Hurricane Center maintains a low chance of this doing anything. Maybe a depression. I think that would be the extent of it. So slow organization is possible. It will track into Mexico, though, next week. All right, out in the Atlantic, this is a pretty healthy tropical wave for not September. Let's put it that way. For this early in the year and being June still, you don't normally see tropical waves of this nature. Now, as we go forward, we're looking at probably, at least what I think, will be maybe a tropical storm or hurricane strike to the Lesser Antilles Sunday into Monday, which this time of the year, that's, I don't want to use rare, because rare is probably not meteorologically correct. There have been a handful of storms this early, hurricanes going into the Caribbean, but really not many. So uncommon is certainly probably the most appropriate term. So now a 60% chance of official tropical development. This will probably go up to 70 or 80 tomorrow. Conditions look very favorable, and usually so for the time of year. Now, what happens once this storm gets past the Antilles next week remains to be determined. Let me show you one of the models. Is the European model, which at face value, that's a strong hurricane in the Caribbean, which, if you don't know, don't normally see that. The last time there was a Category 2+ hurricane in the Caribbean was 2005. And if you know about weather in 2005, that was not a great year for tropics. And that coincidentally is a year, if you've been watching us or the weather the last few months, when we did our hurricane special, I stood on New Smyrna Beach, and that was actually a graphic that we had, is that that's an analog year for this year is 2005. So it's kind of interesting already that we're already seeing that potentially come to fruition. So that's something we'll watch next week, is maybe the first hurricane of the year in the Caribbean, which is a spot we don't really normally see it going into 4th of July weekend. But here at home, just daily shower and storm chances with heat, 90 to 95, and heat index, Marley said that'll be up to 105 each afternoon.